What's going on, everybody? Nikki T here, coming at you live, man, yet again. Today we're going to talk about online dating. As you know, we like to on this channel. I have kind of taken a little bit of a relaxing break from it, but we always like talking about it. So, something that came up in conversation recently, it was mainly infamous in Plenty of Fish, in my opinion, but a lot of sites in general actually have this problem. And it's not just women that would do this, but I found it, obviously I'm looking at women, so I would just see that, but people do this, male or female, they're doing it. So basically, how it works in some of these dating sites is you'll have search preferences if they allow you to have them. A lot of them, you know how they are nowadays, you got to pay for them, which is just bologna. However, for the ones that you can do that, so you can search through and you can select like certain things that you want to search for. For an example, you would search for someone like, say, with a certain height, maybe a certain education, you know, body size, things like that, right? Just to kind of like, just to preference out what you'd like. Okay, I like someone who's on a bit of a bigger scale. That's perfectly fine. That's what you can search for, right? So someone who might be my size, you might not be interested in, right? That's perfectly reasonable. That's a reasonable thing to do. One of those options is if they're a parent, okay? So obviously, the single mother meme comes in, the single father meme comes in, the dad bod, you know, whatever. But it's a serious thing, right? Not everybody's looking to get with someone who has a kid, who has kids. That's a responsibility. It's a big responsibility, to be quite honest. I had a roommate, actually, that was fancying a girl, really liked this girl, but he said, like, she had a daughter or a son, I'm not sure. And he said it was a lot. Like, he just wasn't, you know, I think they were in two different stages, right? He's a little younger and he wants to go out and party, you know, have a good time, and she kind of wants to stay home, right, and look after the kid, or to go out is you know, it's more complicated, right? You have to work on a babysitter. You got to make sure that babysitter's legit, that it's good, that person is good, you know, and then you got your kid to worry about too, right? It's not like just I have a cat that I can just put the cat feeder on and go. You know, you gotta keep an eye on them. So there's a search filter that's usually on for that. And what people will do is, to get around the system, is they'll just lie about it. They'll just say they don't have kids, right? So they'll still appear in the search results. Now, sometimes, though, they will be at least a little bit nice about it, and they'll put in their biography, the bio, that they'll write that they do have kids, and they won't say anything about that. So you'll actually still appear, but obviously it's a coy. It's like, you know, you're throwing that out there in the hopes that, like, people still look at you, and then when you go, by the way, I've got a kid. You know, I don't think that's right. I think the worst you can do, though, is go on a date and not even tell them that you don't have a kid. Like, they probably should know you have a kid when someone goes on a date with you. You know, and whether they're into that or not, they might be perfectly fine with that. But you need to be forward with that information. You know, there's some information, I think, on dating sites that you should be very forthcoming with. Obviously, what you look like your consistent appearance. You know, I want to have something that's relevant to me. I don't want to have a picture from like 8 years ago. When, you know what I mean? Maybe I had like a six-pack. Like, that doesn't make any sense to post that on there, right? I've seen some people that go on there and they post photos when they're really skinny. Like I know a guy that did that, and then he was much bigger. And sure enough, there's this, you know, and they meet him and they're like, whoa, this is different, right? Just be open and honest, right? Yeah, you're going to de-attract people, and I think that might be the normal complaint. But I think people, it just makes more sense, right? You're going to waste less time if you just look for exactly what you're looking for, right? If you want someone who's going to commit and go, okay, this person's got a kid, I'm okay to be involved in that, then it's the easiest way to look for it, right? Just put it in there, and just make sure it's known, you know, slap a photo of you and a kid. That would be another thing too. They don't even have a photo of a kid, or if they do and there's no information about it being their kid, you just assume it's their kid. So I don't know, but that's just me. That's one of the big things I always try to look out for. So all right, there it is. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.